Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on DBMS. In our last discussion, we talked about Armstrong exams, and today we are going to see that how we can use those exams to find the closer set of attributes. Now, what is the closer set of attributes? Suppose this is the table that we have, and we have three attributes within that table, that is A, B, and C. Now, for one attribute, that is A, if I want to find out the closer set of attribute A, this is represented by this, that is A with the superscript plus. So, if I want to find out the closer set of attribute A, that means I need to find out that if I know the value of attribute A, then by knowing this value, what all other attributes values can I know for this set of functional dependencies, right? So we need to find this out. So over here we know that there is a non-trivial dependency in each and every table, right? And that is also the first principle that we studied for Armstrong exams. So we can say that besides these functional dependencies that are visible to us, there are these functional dependencies as well, that is A to A, then B to B, and then C to C, right? Now, one more thing, over here we can see over here, that is A to B and B to C. So with this we can have the transitivity rule, we can recall that, and we can say that if we can know from A to B there is a functional dependency and from B to C there is another functional dependency, then there is one more functional dependency that holds true, that is A to C. So these were the visible functional dependencies that we had with us for this relational model, and these are the functional dependencies that we have drawn through the exams that we have discussed in our last lecture. Now let's see over here. We have to find out the closer set of A. So if we know the value of A, with this functional dependency, we can say that we also know the value of A. Again, that is a non-trivial dependency. Now, again, if we know the value of A, with this functional dependency, we can say that we can know the value of B as well. So, another attribute that comes under the closer set of A will be B. Next thing is, if we know the value of A, then we also know the value of C. So, from this functional dependency that we had drawn through the transitivity over here, we can say now if we know the value of A, we can also know the value of C. Now, so we can say that within the closer set of A, we have three attributes, that is A, B and C. Likewise, for this set of attributes, if we want to find out the closer set of attribute B, then we can write from this functional dependency, we can say that if we know the value of B, we definitely know the value of B. That will be the first attribute that will come under the closer set of B. Now, if we know the value of B from this functional dependency, we can say we will also know the value of C, right? Like so, we can say for the closer set of B, there are two attributes that we have, that is B and C. So likewise, again, let's find out the closer set of C. So for C, from this functional dependency, we can say that if we know the value of C, we'll definitely know the value of C. And is there any other functional dependency that we can see over here? No. So for the closer set of C, we are going to have the attribute C only, right? So this was all about the closer set of attributes that we find out by using the Armstrong exams that we have studied. Although this is not a straightforward question that is being asked, but this makes the base for all the further topics that we are going to discuss. So let's see another example over here. We have this relational model, that is, this is the table that we have in DBMS, and these are all the attributes that we have within that table. So now this is the set of functional dependencies that we have with us. So we have to find out the closure of AC, right? So now to find out the closure set of attribute A and C, we need to see that if we know the value of A and C, so we can straight away write with the non-trivial dependency or the principle of reflexivity, we can straightforward write AC is going to be there in the closure set of this attribute set. Now, if we know the value of A, so from this attribute, from this functional dependency, we can see that we also know the value of B and C. C we have already written over here. So now we can know that if we know the value of A, we will also know the value of B and C, right? Now, if we know the value of B and C, from this functional dependency, we can see that we will also know the value of D and E. So over here we can write, if we know the value of B and C, we will also know the value of D and E. Now, further we can see if we know the value of A, E and G. So we know the value of so far A and E, but we do not know the value of G, right? So no, we also know that for this functional dependency, it means that if we know the value of these three attributes together, only then we can know the value of G. And since over here we do not know the value of G, so we cannot write that within AC closure set, we cannot write G. So what becomes the closure set of AC attribute? So it becomes A, B, C, D and E, right? So this was all about the closure set of attributes. In our next lecture, we'll see some more examples for finding out the closure set of attributes. Thank you.